Hey guys, Sabersting back with episode 6 of my Raid Shadow Legends free-to-play series. In this episode, we're focusing on the arena, and it's so important because if you focus on the arena now, it means when you get to all the annoying missions that are like upgrade these bonuses for your Great Hall, it means you're ahead of the game. So we're smashing out the arena, looking at different team compositions, and we also win the CVC. So I'll show you what you can do with the CVC rewards and the clan gold as well. Let's get into it. The time has come. We are not settling for mediocrity any longer when it comes to arena. My arena team, look at this. What a joke of a champion. I've just ascended to 3-star. This Diabolist, and she's not that fast, but just stick anything that you have on your account, any speed gear. If it's got speed substats, like this one's naff because it's got no speed on it, but it's part of a speed set. This one, great, managed to get a roll in speed on this piece. Again, no extra speed on this. Speed boots, necessity. No speed on this, no speed on this. Perception gear, if you have a two-piece set, gives you more speed as well. So as long as you have a few speed sets, all speed gear on here, you can get a 165 speed is not that fast. But I think it might be faster than quite a lot of people in the arena at the moment. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this could go completely balls up. But I'm going to have Diabolist. I've ascended her to 3-star, so she can use this ability. Fills the turn meter of all allies, but also decreases the turn meter of all enemies. To decrease the turn meter of the enemies, she needs accuracy to do that. That's why I've got this little perception two-piece on her with an accuracy chest. So I've leveled that up to level 10, giving me a ton of accuracy there on the chest. So 106 accuracy, again, is not a lot, but people don't build for resistance at this part in the game. That should be enough to be able to decrease everyone's turn meter. And then after that, the idea is we'll be going with Elhain, absolutely smacking, Rhonda, absolutely smacking. And as kind of a wild card in there, we've got Arix. Just in case they survive the smacks and Arix can manage to get hit in, she can maybe protect everyone with this ally protection skill, or she can stun everyone with this stunner skill. So I'm going to kind of talk you through how you want to be making teams for Arena. Obviously, like I've just said there, it's important to know the order of what the turns your champion are going to be going in. So I've obviously made sure that Diabolist has 165 speed. I know for a fact that is the fastest champion on my team, so she's going to go, and then everyone else can be brought up to speed. Elhain is the second, 161 speed. Ideally, you want someone like a Spirit Host. I do have her, but I haven't put any gear or any effort into her yet. But ideally, you want someone like a Spirit Host, because she brings the increased attack. You want her going before Elhain and before Rhonda, because it'll just double their damage. And you also want someone like a War Maiden that can drop their defense. I do have Arndulf here, who does a little weaken ability, but I've decided it's just not really worth having him in there, because I've still got him quite slow, as you can see, and I don't know, his build's okay for now. I'm using him in other areas of the game. So, basically, you've got two types of arena team that have success. You've either got a go first team, which is made for speed, speed, and more speed. You're always trying to go first. If you don't go first with that team, then usually you're really squishy, so you just get destroyed. Or a go second team. And these go second teams are ones that look a bit more like this top guy here, Cold Suop, which I just beat, who has like maybe more tanky champions like a Mighty Uko there. This one here is a go second team with Deliana and Ultimate Death Knight. And the go second teams always have Ultimate Death Knight, and they're built to take a smack. They don't care if someone goes first, because they're taking a smack, and then after that, they're putting all their abilities on you. So those are the two types of teams that exist, really, in Raid Shadow Legends. And how you building a team, you can build it in a multiple different ways. The most common way, like I said, you want a speed up champion like your Diabolist, like your Apothecary, like your High Katoon, and then higher levels, obviously Arbiter, Lysandra, champions like that are going to be increasing your turn meter, decreasing other people's turn meter, putting increased speed on you. You want this person here. Usually they've got a speed aura, even better, that boosts your speed even more. Then you want someone who's going to increase your attack, like a Spirit Host. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of many other champions that do it. There's probably loads and loads out there. And then you want a drop defense like a War Maiden, and then finally you want your big nuke. Unfortunately, because I'm not using that kind of strategy, I've got Arix who can bring a stun. That's your alternative. You can also bring in like a stunner or a provoker, someone like a Visix, someone like a Sill of the Drakes, someone who's going to be locking out all of your enemy team, like a Bistophus as well, blocking active skills, someone who's going to be locking them out. And then that means that you can just go with 2 nukes or a drop defense and a nuke, that kind of thing. So there's a load of different variables to consider when you're making an arena team. We'll see what this one looks like here. Unfortunately, it's not great because I've got no aura. I'm going to swap Ronda to the front next battle, and then hopefully I can get more attack out of it. We'll see if I can go first. He's gone first now. Then he's increased attack there, he's dropped defense, and he's nuked, and we're basically dead meat. We can kind of go here with Arix. The reason I've got Arix, the wild card, the absolute wild card. They did not reckon on Arix being able to tank that. I thought we were dead meat, but this is why I've got her in instead of someone like... I could easily go and farm a War Maiden, and I probably will in the future, but Arix is just really tanky. And as you can see there, she's always staying alive, no matter who's hitting her. And she's good for that like last option, the final eject button kind of option. And sometimes she can manage to get you a few wins that way. This one here, we're going to fight him. We're going to swap Ronda to the front, increase ally attack in all battles. That should give us a good boost. Now, he's obviously got Deacon at the lead with a Deacon speed aura, so he should go first here. Like we saw there, he did go first. Diabolist dead because she's really squishy. Useless. We're going with Elhain. Hopefully try and kill Deacon. We couldn't. If Ronda can survive here, we're in good shape. I'm actually going to just lock out Elhain here. When you've got Ronda in the team, it's important to think, right, is it better if I do an AoE nuke and hit everyone, or if there's a really annoying champion on the opposing team? Maybe they're about to come up next, maybe the turn meter's very full, but you just sneak in ahead, and then you can zoom in and lock out their skills. I didn't go with the AoE because I was unsure if she was going to get the maximum damage over it, but it looks like she is over 50%, so she probably would have got a big smack. But boom, we've locked out Elhain here. Even if she gets a go because she's shielded, it's just a basic A1 skill, so she's got no danger of hitting my Elhain and my Arix. And then hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, see, she's still locked out there. What a skill that is from Ronda, by the way. What a skill. Bam, all dead because of Arix. This team, as you can see, is not working in the way that I explained it. It's not working in the way that I wanted it to work. And that's because simply I am not fast enough. I don't have a speed aura, and I don't have maxed speed boots. I don't have... If Diabolist was 6-star, she can get more masteries that increase her speed. She can get obviously the banner when you get your artifacts. She can get banners with speed on. She's not got any of that, and her speed is quite mediocre. At this level in Arena, you kind of want to be aiming for 180, 200-ish speed. And I've literally got this one level 1 3-star Diabolist, and she's 165 speed. So you can easily, stick all these speed artifacts on her and get her to 180 comfortably. I'll have her up to around 200 in a couple of days' time. But I just wanted to give this a go for now and see what I could do. Unfortunately, our Ronda dies, so that's game over for us. We now cannot win this fight because that's how Ultimate Death Knight is. Once our Ronda dies, we're buggered. We literally cannot do anything because his healing, his passive, everything is too strong. So even though that fight looked quite simple for me, if I was a higher speed, then I would have definitely had it. Maybe I'd have dropped defense in there as well. I would have had it. All these 3 champions were useless for him. It was just all Ultimate Death Knight still carrying. And I think a lot of people are probably sharing my annoyance in the arena at the moment, just full of these Ultimate Death Knights. I don't know how he's already got him 6-star and 5-star ascended at level 26. That's so weird, but he's doing a good job there. At this level, I don't care if I lose fights, because I've got no energy on my account at the moment, and not really much silver, so all I can do is really try and play the arena, and I've just got completely wiped out again. This is absolutely rough. At least we get a refresh, though. Not a lot, because I got quite a few weak hits. But, oh my goodness, what is going on here? I should have locked out Sissia. I will do next turn if I can get one with Ronda. Jesus Christ, that Sissia absolutely wrecked me. No, not again. Oh my god, I'm dead. I'm dead just because I didn't lock out the Sissia. That is absolutely ridiculous. And the Sissia is completely... Again, just one teamed me, and it's so annoying when you come up against these people that just have one good champion. The rest are absolutely rubbish. Just one champion that's absolutely carrying them through. I'm going to play that again and see how that turns out. It's only a 5-star Sissia, not even ascended. I'm going to see how this plays out if I lock out Sissia. Because this is just me getting used to using Ronda, what the right time is to use a lockout, what's the right time to use a nuke. It appears to me that the majority of the time you want to be locking out, and that's way more valuable than using her nuke in the arena, because I've also got Elhain who can bring in the nuke at the end. So it's not the end of the world if I don't get a nuke off. Now I can nuke because Sissia is stunned. So now I can get a nuke. Boom. See, that was a lot better. A lot better. We're just not fast enough. Ronda's going to go down. She doesn't go down. That's good. Let's see if we can take off all their shields. We do. I'm going to lock out Deacon here. Absolutely destroy him, to be fair. Finish off Kale and the rest, hopefully, with Eric. So that one wasn't too bad. But we really need to speed up. We're getting further away from Gold 1 now. We need to get back up to the 1900 area. Ultimate Death Knight is an absolute savage. He is an absolute savage. Even with Ronda, this is a pain. I really need to invest a lot more of my time into Ronda for to be able to get these Ultimate Death Knights. To be fair, as you can see, all of these Ultimate Death Knights I'm coming up against are like 6-star, or they've at least been ascended a few times, so they've got that extra skill unlocked. So my Ronda is not ascended at all in comparison, and is in lifesteal, so she's not tanky, she doesn't hit hard, she's just a nice in-between. She's mainly to survive in dungeons and campaign. So we're going to keep moving forward here and just basically get any dubs that we can. We're punching above our weight really at this stage in Arena, considering I've only just tried to bring Diabolist in here. It was a bit of a disaster because she's just not fast enough at all. Even that KO was faster there. Also, what I'd like to touch on is that I've been dipping my toes in to Faction Wars. As you can see, I've got 30 stars at the moment, which is quite little. If we go on the crypts that are open at the moment, Demon Spawn, I've only got Diabolist. She doesn't do any damage at all, and she is awfully built. She's only for speed, so I won't be able to do this level. But we've actually, because of Ronda, we've managed to make quite a lot of progress on the Bannerlord's crypt, because we've got her, Lady Annabelle, and Arndulf all bringing in a smack. Eventually, I'm going to level up this commander and maybe semi-stick the halberdier in. He's just there for the fusion, for Razin. As you can see, he's got this little mark here at the bottom, which means he's part of the fusion, so keep hold of champions like this. But Commander, as I was looking, she didn't seem too bad as an uncommon to just kind of throw in there and make up the numbers. But this team of 3, because the champions I'm using consistently, they've managed to take me all the way, beat the boss, and now I'm on stage 8. So making quite a lot of progress in there. High Elves has purely been 1-starred by this Elhain. I've got another one. She's just in the Faction Guardians at the moment, giving my Elhain a bit of a boost. So I've not put anything into her. We need to wait on a few more champions for there. But really, the only progress that we've made has been on the High Elves. I think I did some with Talia on the Sacred Order, and did also some with Arix on the Night Revenant. But it's good to just keep like those awful kind of, well, not awful, but decent rares and uncommons, and you have a quick little look through their kit, and they don't seem awful. They seem, bad, obviously, but not terrible. Something that you can at least work with. Maybe they've got a block debuffs, maybe they've got a turn meter fill, maybe they've got an AoE hit on their A1, so you can stick them in something like a stun set and have a bit of control. Just champions like that. And it's good to just fill up the numbers, stick some random gear on them, get them to level 8 on all of their pieces, and then just see what they can do. But all of my good speed gear, because I don't have really a lot of it, because this account suddenly just started, my good speed gear, I've got on people like Elhain, I've got on Arix, I've got some decent pieces, and I've got some good pieces on Sandlashed as well. So it's really tough. I don't have enough gear to really spread around. If I were to take all the pieces off these champions and put them on my arena team, then great. But then I lose all the benefit in the dungeons as well, and maybe I won't clear the dungeons as well or as quickly. So at this point in the game, it's just about thinking, is it better that I keep all the good gear on my champions that I'm going to be doing the dungeons and really the main aspects of the game, the dungeons, the clan boss, the campaign, the majority of the game, or is it better that I just stick this gear on the champions where I'm only doing it in arena? And at this point, of course, it's better to keep them on the champions where you're doing the majority of the game, because I've got to Silver 4 here, and as you've probably seen from the last few fights I've had, it's rough. It's really rough at this point. I'm kind of punching above my weight, but I'm still winning. I am still winning, and I'm not a gold 1 at the moment, but I don't deserve to be. I'm probably about where I deserve to be. You can see my win-loss statistics there. I've had quite a few losses, but I'd say about 8 or 10 of them have been today, because I've been a bit more ambitious with who I'm attacking. I know I've got to take a few more risks now that I'm higher up in the arena, but we're doing quite well on the Great Hall. We're focusing on HP, on Magic, and then we've got another 2 on Defense as well. And these 3 I only did because there was a challenge to do all of the attack bonuses to level 1, and then I think I got a shard from it or something, which didn't really take long to do them. Diabolist has been put on the back burner. I've gone back with Sandlashed. She's given me way more defense, and because it's just been outsped way too often, and this has all of a sudden turned into a way more defensive team, and it's a lot more solid when we get smacked first because Sandlashed has an amazing passive like that. There you go, it's procced there. It puts Ally Protect on everyone, but she has a block damage. So any incoming damage to her is obviously completely negated. Then we can go with Arix and try and do a smash. We're going to lock out Kale here so he can't do his Disintegrate or his Acid Rain. And then we can then extend with the Endless Sands. And that means everyone is ally protected. And unless they've got a really hard hitter or someone who can strip off buffs, it basically means that we've won because they can't do any damage to us. And now this is it. We've just won that one quite easily. Been outsped again. Resisted quite a few things. There's Sandlashed coming into play again. We're still alive somehow. Depends on what you can do here. That was a nice skill there, actually. I don't know who that epic champion is, but that was nice. We're going to try and smack Deacon. We did. Ronda's below 50% HP, so we just want to lock someone out. I'm going to try and lock Xavier out here, because I know she's got another quite hard-hitting AoE ability. We're going to extend the Ally Protect. Xavier's dead. They've got no way of bringing her back unless this guy's a revive that I don't know of, but it doesn't matter because we've smacked them again. Hopefully we can work our way back with these next 8 tokens to getting close to Gold 1. But Narma, a legendary champion there. I have Narma on my main account. I know she's absolutely useless, so I was not targeting her. It's important when you're in the arena to kind of target, especially if you've got your skills like Ronda, who's got a specific target that can lock out someone. You want to know who these champions are, and you want to know who's going to be causing you the most trouble. On this team, it's Kale, because he's the one who's going to be doing all the damage, and he also gets turn meter back from one of his others. I think it's his Acid Rain skill. He gets his turn meter back, so he can quickly do the Disintegrate, and then wipe your whole team by that point. Because he's the 5-star here, it made sense to lock him out. Obviously, then Deacon would be second choice, but he's not looking too great. This guy's only got him 4-star there. So, as you can see, we won the Clan v Clan. Shout out to my clan. Shout out to Eliminator Carrion. You can see I racked up almost 100,000 points free to play, which is not bad at all. But upon winning the CVC, if you go into Clan here, then you can go into Clan Shop, and you can see that all of this has become available. I had 500 clan coins. I've already spent some of it just on silver because I needed to get some artifacts ranked up. But we're faced with a choice. Do we get either start getting Yakal the Scourge? Do we start getting Yannicka? Both good champions. Or we have another option. These accessories here, as you can see, they're 5 to 6 star, and they're also special accessories. So that means they've got an additional effect. So I'm just going to actually buy these. And by that time into the game, I'll have another couple of champions who can, like, Yannicka's just a damage champion, and so's Yakal, really. So I'll have other champions that are better than them at that point. So let's buy a couple of these accessories. Boom. Got a Dark Elves amulet, and we got, I think that was an Orcs banner. But when I do eventually 6-starer, you get special effects like this, 5% chance to counterattack, which is great for Sunlash because she puts Provokes out on her A1. So that's a really good kind of banner for her. We didn't really get too lucky on those items, but you can see how it will be beneficial. You've also got Blood Shield gear, which puts a shield on you. That's really good for Doom Tower bosses specifically, where you need shields on you and things like that. So I'm going for that kind of route in the clan shop, and next time round I might buy a few of the fragments, but I do like buying up the special accessories when I can. Yes, we've done it. We've finally done it. Get rid of this awful piece here. I'm so happy. I've finally done the whole of Brutal campaign. Boom. Sacred. Shard. And it was so annoying because this final chapter, which you'd think would be the hardest one, I actually did it in one go. But whereas this chapter here, 11 Hallowed Halls, this was so tricky for me. This last stage, the boss and the 2 side ads as well, all force affinity. So it meant I was struggling with Elhain. Elhain could never cut it. Ronda was nowhere near. It had to be Sandlashed and Arix. And Arix almost died at the end. She was on a sliver of HP, but I managed to bulk her up just enough to manage to do it. So what we're going to do is a really cool end to the video. Since we've got one of every type of shard, that's exactly what I'm going to pull. One of every type of shard and see who we get. Just the one. Even though I've got 9 mysteries, just the one. Even going to start out with the mystery just to get us a bit of luck. We get a common. It's Death Knight, the OG, not the Ultimate Death Knight. Very ironic that I'm getting this guy after all of the shenanigans that have happened in Arena today. Now, the Ancient Shard. Boom. Anyone decent? Just a rare? Awful, not this dude. Cudula. Awful, 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 awful. So, a really good Void would be massive. I've got loads of Affinity Void potions saved up because I've had to do the challenges, do the Void Keep, even though I've got no good Void champions. A good Void would be incredible. Can we get one? We get a rare. No, Retainer. Ugh. Attacks one enemy, decreases turn meter by 50%. Okay. I mean, Armiga literally does this, but consistently. Like, what is the point in this guy? A heal and a counter attack on himself, no point. And an awful A1. Horrendous so far, Raid Shadow Legends. But it's the moment we've all been waiting for. All of that work in Brutal, finishing the campaign. Will it pay off? An epic. Dr. Pierced! Dr. Pierced! Get in. Good. I'd say he sits like kind of the mid to high, the high end of mid in terms of champions. He's actually got some really cool abilities. His A1 attacks one enemy 2 times, chance of a decreased accuracy, can be quite nice in certain dungeons, and then attacks all enemies, 75% chance of placing decreased attack and also decreased defense. That is going to be a great arena ability. Finally, I've got a decreased defense champion, and he also has a really cool provoke when it's ascended. I think when it's ascended, it does some cooler stuff and starts placing provokes on other different enemies as opposed to just one enemy. But he also puts unkillable and reflect damage on himself. So yeah, he's going to be really good. So that brings us to the end of the video, guys. It's been a funny one today. Hopefully you enjoyed everything that went on, and I'll catch you next episode.